So Erica Wheeler is a player for the Fever, and she is a pretty okay player. She's fine. She's a good bench player. If she was obviously considering the fact she was a starter at some stages, was not the greatest starter in the world. And by that, I mean she was quite poor as a starter. But I do have to say, she has been stepping up as a much better bench player. And in her defense, I think she's been playing quite well. So before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We can hit 36.1k subscribers by tip-off. That would be insane for the game tonight where I am going live. But if you want to look even at my channel, I haven't been the biggest fan of Erica Wheeler. We have got the Fever are starting Erica Wheeler. At least it's not Wallace. Erica Wheeler experiment needs to end. She can't play with Caitlin. I mean, at the time, I don't think she could. Fever need to bench Wheeler. Celeste Taylor's proven she's better than Wheeler. And then, obviously, you can see the thing with her defending Caitlin Clark. But team chemistry is important in basketball. And normally, you don't give your Thanasis and she's better than Thanasis Antetokounmpo, but you don't give your vibes player, your Bobans. Let's say Boban probably played equivalent minutes in the NBA to what Wheeler's doing. Gave it good, but you don't give your Boban a max contract. Her being on a max contract is still crazy, but her importance to this team cannot be understated. When we look at this team right here, she was the vet for Caitlin Clark. If you ever saw this team out together, obviously at All-Star Weekend, Caitlin Clark did not leave Aaliyah Boston's side, but when this team are out together, Caitlin Clark does not really leave Erica Wheeler's side. When Erica Wheeler had her I think she had some charity pickleball tournament. Caitlin Clark and Conor McCaffrey were there. Were there to support. So for everything we've seen, this team has no chemistry issues. Temi Fagbenle seems to enjoy playing with this team. Kelsey Mitchell seems to be having so much fun playing basketball. Nalissa Smith, I think it's better for everyone if she goes. And by better for everyone, I mean I actually think if you look at Nalissa Smith clips from 2 seasons ago as a rookie, if she can put it all together, she's been so bad this year, but if she can put it all together, she can be a serious player. And then even Katie Lou's there for chemistry too. But this is something that I do want to highlight about Erica Wheeler, and this is not just from her, but the way that this Indiana Fever team is, the amount of fans that they have. And the truth is that the vast majority of people that became Fever fans, look, I started becoming a fan of the Indiana Fever because obviously Caitlin Clark was there. People were watching the videos and stuff. But I didn't have a WNBA team I supported. So I just picked the Fever, who are the most supported team. And you better believe if I saw Temi Fagbenle, if I happened to be in London at a basketball thing and I saw Temi Fagbenle, I'd be starstruck. It is. The fact is that these players are more well known. They have more fans than they would otherwise. So you might be saying, oh, these players or kids are only here to see Caitlin Clark. But at the same time, if you go to see Caitlin Clark, and you're a kid and you're seeing all these players, you're going to be so hyped to see anyone, even if it is Erica Wheeler. I'm a Leeds United fan. We used to, I used to go to watch Leeds all the time. I would kind of wait outside for players. And there were some players that, I can't even remember the guy. I can't even remember the guy's name. Oh, was it? No, I do remember. It was Fraser Richardson. He was just a normal player that played for Leeds. I remember one time I think he signed something for me when I was a kid. Scott Carson, when he was an 18-year-old, no one had ever heard of, signed something for me when I was a kid, and I'm you remember this type of stuff. It doesn't matter who the players are. If you're a fan of these teams, you're gonna really enjoy it. And this story with Erica Wheeler and this kid is really, really good, and I did want to share it in a video.
Had not been for Erica Wheeler, I don't know if we could be fans of the Indiana Fever today. And am I mostly joking? Yes, because we love the Indiana Fever. But am I a little bit serious? Yes, because the team really hurt my daughter's feelings after the loss against the Aces. I know, me as an adult, I understand after a loss like that, you don't really want to interact with the fans. But she didn't get the memo. So when most of the players had came through that tunnel and she didn't think no more basketball players was coming and nobody had gave her a high five, she broke down. I mean, the full 9, tears, crying loud, feelings hurt, cry. And at that moment, my feelings was hurt too because she's sitting here just crying, talking about BB Ball high five, BB Ball high five. And I'm like, oh, she's really hurt behind this. And people next to us trying to give her a high five and make her feel better. She didn't want none of that. She looked at them and said, BB Ball high five, and turned her head back to the tunnel, hoping for somebody else to come up that tunnel and give her a high five. And luckily somebody did. Erica Wheeler ended up coming up, giving her a high five and signing her ball. And that immediately made everything better. Like, she had the biggest smile on her face. She wouldn't even let us take the ball from her on the car ride home. She had to hold the ball the entire car ride home. So for that, Erica Wheeler, we are very, very thankful. Like, you made that a moment for her.
And that's so important, especially for these young fans. Like, it's so important. And like, again, as a Leeds United fan, we saw this when our season was going bad and we were in the Premier League, and I think was it Luke Ayling and somebody else? It might have been Ayling and Harrison maybe. I can't remember who they were, but who it was. I'm just guessing. But the whole Leeds team after a bad loss walked past a kid. There was a kid like waving, and the team just looked at him and just walked right by. They just walked right by the kid, and it's like, you just don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. And like, even though I understand it from the player's perspective, I'm not going to begrudge any of the individual players who have just lost a game and they're annoyed and they just want to get out of there, because look, it is what it is. But you also have to give a shout out to Erica Wheeler for, even when things were going badly, even when it's on a down day, still going out of their way to make a kid's day. And who knows, like, these are the type of things where it's like, this is how kids fall in love with sports. Like, you've seen it with, you've heard it with Caitlin Clark, all the stuff with her and like meeting up with Maya Moore, Simone Augustus back in the day, and what that did for her. And obviously, like, this isn't a knock on any individual players. It's not even a knock on Caitlin Clark. We've seen how many autographs she sells and how many pictures she takes with people after games. This might have just been an exception, or maybe she was autographing the whole time going to the locker room and didn't want to do it anymore coming out. So, like, it is what it is. Like, there's nobody that signs more things than the Indiana Fever team, so I'm not knocking the team for this situation. But the fact that when the whole team were gone and Erica Wheeler went out of her way to see more fans, like it is a huge positive. And it's like, the longer you go on the season, it's like how good Erica Wheeler is for this team. I want him to keep Erica Wheeler. Just not on a max. Lynn Dunn, just please don't give her a max. Keep her on as a backup point guard. Heck, when she wants to retire, keep her on as an assistant coach. Just keep her there. Keep her in the Haslam role. Look, if you are going to be like have that spot, like, get rid of, if she's going to retire, play her in the Haslam role. If you want to bring Grace Berger up to rotation, cool. Pay her like $80K a year. Pay her what Saxton's making, and cut Saxton and bring Grace Berger up in the role, in the like pecking order, because I really do want to see not Caitlin Clark, Erica Wheeler playing as much or being a part of this team for at least a short-term future. Obviously, just not on a max contract.